Hey, my friends. All right. So happy to see you in a very different setting. Bike is amazing. Basically, today I'm actually on a bike ride with a couple of my friends in this amazing bike in the outskirts of Beijing. Gooci is a very good friend of mine.
Hi everyone, I'm Gooci.
This is actually the friend that's the CEO of the manufacturer of this bike, Hongning. Very interesting fact is that it's not the first time that we appear in the same video.
With the best companies in China.
We will be glad to have you on board.
One question for you is that option one, managing your company that manufactures bicycles. Option two, riding the bicycle yourself. Option three, coaching others to ride. Which one do you prefer the most?
I think it's the process of the manufacturing, designing the project, and it's the best part.
For what reason?
Because it's very challenging.
Gooci. Gooci actually is a very good friend of mine. We know each other for 2 years, but it's the first time we got on biking. More than 2 years, yeah. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Oh, it looks so cute. Amazing. So, very good. What's the most enjoyable part in the whole biking experience?
The best part I love about cycling is I can actually physically be in nature, being outside and being to places I've never imagined myself being to. Like this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like this. Yeah, like this. And also, for how long have you been actually seriously training?
You wouldn't believe it. I've been only doing.
Let me guess. 1 month and a half.
Yeah, that's about the time.
Hey.
Because you're following very close.
No. Actually, I actually did the guess. I did the guess based on your personality and what do you mean by a very short time. You know.
Yeah, you just proved that we've been friends.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very good proof that we're actually very good friends.
For my triathlon race, my first time triathlon race I think in late August, and the race was actually September 18th. So I only got 20 days to train for that. And now I'm training for my next race. So in total about a month and a half.
就你就反复出现。In what part that the cycling experience is most physically challenging for you? Like, how is it different from running or swimming?
I personally like endurance training, but I find cycling a little bit different, especially I'm running and I'm cycling on the cycling station because it also requires some interval trainings. And I hate the interval trainings. And
you hate it, actually?
Yeah, I hate it because I like very consistent endurance training, like running in the same place or swimming in the same place and the same strike. And cycling, the thing is about cycling is if you go try challenging a mountain and you climb the mountain, you cannot stop in the middle way, right? So you have to like keep up with the same pace, with the same cadence. And that's the most challenging part, especially if you look at the road ahead and you cannot see the end of it. And you just have to give hope to yourself and self-motivated. You just feel that hormones just like striking out and emitting from your body and you're on the top.
Yeah. Very well done. So in Beijing, it's actually Beijing basic information. There are lots of very beautiful historical structures. Do you prefer riding inside the city around the beautiful historical buildings or in the nature?
I would say nature, I would say outdoor. This is one of the perks of living in Beijing is you got so many mountains around you can choose and you got so many cycling routes. No other cities in China could compare to this. So I'll definitely say if I live in Beijing, and since I live in Beijing, I would definitely go to outdoors and go try different mountains, different wild routes, and very few people have traveled before.
Do you prefer biking on your own, or do you prefer biking in small groups or in big groups? Which one, if you have to choose, which one would you choose?
It depends. It depends on my training goals. If I wanted to really like train myself hard, I would go with a group of people because cycling is about who's leading, right? That will actually help you elevate a lot. But if I want to enjoy the training, the cycling itself, I would go with particularly 1 or 2 people that I'm familiar with because we are kind of at the same capabilities. And also the same pace, and especially food preference are similar. So we can travel and cycle to the same destination where we all have good time there. That's very important part.
Food preference.
Yes.
That got my attention.
Because destination ride is definitely very important if you think about the whole routes that you're planning.
And now we're talking about food preferences.
Yeah.
What are they?
You want some?
All right, let's continue.
Okay.
Yeah, so food preferences.
Yeah.
Very important question.
Yeah.
So what are they?
Healthy ones basically. Because I'm still pretty strict with my diet for the race, obviously.
Okay, healthy ones.
Yeah.
But tastefully healthy.
We got very interesting local delicacies we call 农家乐. This is also one of my must go when I'm cycling in urban areas. Yeah.
I see. So go to the half countryside and then go to the 农家乐 places.
Yes. And 农家乐also they got big yards for us to park our bikes, which is also very important. And 农家乐 means cooked by local people and served by local people, and they basically grow their own plants, their vegetables, and chicken from their own yards.
Another question, slightly technical. Do you have any personal techniques when you get super tired, like while you're biking, when you like really at the end of your stamina? What do you do?
What do? I just continue. I like setting goals. So sometimes setting goal and being very strict with the line is super important, especially you're at the beginner, right? Stage. So.
And now we have the boss of the manufacturer is coming. Please, come and join us. So have a seat. You studied in the UK, right? Before, yeah. So
10 years ago.
Yeah, like in which city?
Oxford.
What was your subject of study?
Finance.
Finance. Did you enjoy it?
I don't really remember. Yeah.
So you don't really remember. And what did you remember?
There was a huge uphill from Oxford to Haddington.
Okay.
It would be a very nice place to ride an e-bike.
Okay, especially it's very good to ride your Cosmøsworks. So the brand is Cosmøsworks. And why do you call it that?
It's the name of our designer.
How many different models do you have now?
We have 3 models currently, and we also design other 3. Will be launched next year.
And are you selling to any of the European cities?
Yes, we just shipped 100 units to Poland, and it will be distributed to different countries.
What is the favorite e-bikes among your models?
It's definitely Model A. It's a gravel e-bike, so it can be used off-road riding and daily commute. It's very practical.
Have you talked to the European e-bike users, and how do you understand what they expect from e-bikes?
Because e-bike is already a household item in Europe, so everyone has tried it. But there are not many e-bikes that ride feels like a normal bike.
That's very important because now I tried lots of different e-bikes in Europe, especially the shared ones where you can actually scan the code and use it for a while, and then it charges you like €2, €3. And the thing about them is that it definitely doesn't ride like a normal bike, because the thing is when you ride them, it doesn't cost any energy from you. It's basically just running on its own.
Yes.
And that's boring. Your product is really nice in the sense that you ride it It's still tiring. It's quite tiring. How long did we ride today?
I think we ride for 3 hours, more than 3 hours,
How many kilometers?
70 kilometers,
70 kilometers. My
up hills and down hills. Yeah.
lots of uphills and downhills, and with the e-bike, my legs are smashed. One last question. If you use like only 3 sentences to sell me this bike right now, right here,
Okay.
what would you say?
Okay. It's one of the best looking e-bikes in market, and it can be your best friend for at least 10 years.
That's a long time.
Yes, and it will help you to go further and explore more.